So the day before Driftweek started, I packed up the 370 with everything I could possibly think of and headed to West Virginia along with everyone else from across the United States and even a few people that came in from Europe. So it's a 9-hour drive to West Virginia, and at sunset I was on the Blue Ridge Mountains. Later in the night I met up with my friends that we're doing the Airbnb group with. We got some dinner, and the next morning we were headed to the first track, which we ended up spending a couple days at. It's called Summit Point Motorsports Park. So this event is going to be my first drift event. I haven't actually drifted on a closed course before. It's only ever been wet street and parking lot kind of stuff. So this was definitely going to be a big learning curve, but by the end of the third track I was pretty much linking the whole thing. I'll put a timestamp here if you want to skip to that. But otherwise, here's some clips of me driving mixed in with the after movie stuff that I made for Aaron. Make it a little bit more of an entertaining thing, so enjoy. First thing was meeting as many people as I could, and man, everyone was amazing. It was such a nice little community. First day was pretty rained out, but I kind of enjoyed it. This was probably the second or third lap, and I was linking the whole first section, which I was happy with. The back section of this track had a carousel, and I might have backed into it. And as you can tell, slid off into the mud a few times. This is the carousel section. Quite nice to do cool down laps and just have a good time. I probably did about 50-60 laps. So I quickly learned when the sun came out and the track dried up that my suspension was way too soft, as you can see in these videos where I'm just struggling to keep it at angle. Granted, I was also on street tires. I have not changed over to proper Valino drift tires, but I mean, in the weather was okay, but once it dried up, it was impossible. You can also see how much I'm working the wheel and fighting the car to keep it at angle. I'm also understeering a ton because I'm on street tires in the front. I haven't changed over to Valinos yet. Didn't realize how much of a difference that was going to make. And that was the long first day. The next morning, we had to start up the frozen cars and head back to the track. We had this crazy Airbnb that had this red workshop on it. You'll see when we use it later in the video, but it was indeed very useful. The only damage I had so far is just cosmetic.
Yeah.
And you can see how close we are to the track from this Airbnb, straight through those trees. On the way to the track today, I decided to stop at a car wash, dig all the mud out the bottom of it. I slid off the track a few times, but the mud was so thick and just slapped around, got in every crack. Had to clean that up to make it at least look presentable. So the next day was also at Summit Point. They have multiple tracks there, and we did our second day at, I believe, Jefferson. A really high-speed track. I didn't feel too confident in doing it because it was so high speed and I'm still a beginner. But anyways, I got tires changed, got some new ones on, and started lapping. I was driving it pretty hard, and between second and third gear, it was definitely putting a beating on my clutch, and ended up toasting the thing, and probably could only do one lap before it was really squishy. So I got everything together and bought a clutch from my friend Brian. So for the rest of the day, I took it easy. I didn't want to beat on my car too much and break something else. Went for a ton of ride-alongs, made a few new friends, and got everything ready to do a clutch change that night. And I was not the only one that had to fix things. Everyone hopped on and helped each other. We had 3 transmissions to drop and fix. Mine was just a clutch that we had to fix, so it wasn't too much of an issue. But, I mean, we only started at my car at about 11. So this is the garage that the Airbnb host let us use. Very nice that they had a lift so that we could actually do all the work. I bought a 6-puck unsprung clutch from Brian, and hopefully it works with the stock flywheel and pressure plate. At this point, I didn't know exactly what it was going to be, but at least I had a working clutch. So we had a pretty late start to our travel day. We had to get down to Dominion Raceway today and ended up fixing cars all morning. But we made it to the hotel, had a nice dinner, met everyone up, and this is what I woke to the next morning. I drive up and down 95 all the time, and I did not know that you could stay at a hotel that was basically on trackside.
Man, life been moving fast lately, trying to get a grasp in. Every day I'm mad lately, never let it drive me crazy. You do this for my old lady, yeah.
They told us stay quiet, better close your lips. We never thought we'd get our chance to speak.
So as you can gather from these clips that I'm about to show you, this track was pretty fast. It was full third gear the whole way through. You started against a wall. So I did a bunch of ride-alongs that morning to get used to how the track looked and see how the good guys do it.
Never at ease, I don't know a limit. Chasing a dream, I don't know what sleepers. I got a queen, she lit me to eat it. She ripe like a peach and she snapped me to snippet. Do whatever do for that link up in person. Text me to fall through his murder, she wrote it. Still in with courage and doing the service. Pull up to the crib, I'm equipped with the brush strokes. Cutthroat from the low, when no love goes. Women buddy like it's been that. When I'm looking at the bill stack. Off the buddy, I was stressed out. Let the smoke scream from my chest out. Laced up, I really hate love from a stranger. Shit is fake stuff, only need it from you. Yeah, crash land, that little flex wanna play by the coast. Carry the torch, I'm way up in Slivy.
obviously I still suck at doing entries, but this is how it's supposed to look. Come around the front, it should be further out than this, but kind of swing it around and you get ready, loaded up for the transition, and throw it over, catch it, and keep going. But this is what happened to me, so I thought if I started slower and paced myself through the first turn, it would be less of a risk, but apparently not. Tried my best to keep it at angle, came around here, picked up way too much speed since I was floored through here, and whipped it way too hard. And that is when I realized that I should not be entering that close to a wall. But anyways, I jumped back in, went through a few more tires, and this place was really good for spectators, so I got a bunch of really cool shots. I'll put them at the end of the video, but you gotta see this next track. This is NC Car. This is where RTR apparently does all their testing. A bunch of other people do testing for cars, but no events are ever held here. I think they tried to do one event and people messed up the grass too much, so they never held one again. But Aaron was able to secure this for Driftweek, and man, what a track. Man, I was so happy to be able to link the entire track on the 5th day that I'm drifting. I went through about 4 sets of tires this day. It was definitely my favorite. And on days that we're driving these tracks all day long doing 60 laps, we're going through, I don't know, 2 tanks of fuel. And thanks to Adam for taking all these videos of me, but damn, I didn't realize that you can really see how much camber I don't have when I'm at angle. It definitely explains the lack of grip I had at the next track in Atlanta. But Atlanta is not where we're going next. Next is Tail of the Dragon. So everybody put on some sticky tires that night because the tire truck is not following us up the hill. So the next morning, everybody got up early because we had a 7-hour drive to Fontana Village, and it was all through back roads through the country. So we definitely didn't have a fast drive either way. Pretty much no drama. We dropped one of the guys' cars off because his car died. He's now going to be in a rental car. We finally got to Fontana Village at night and decided to go drive the Dragon. So I jumped in Brian's car as a passenger and immediately we drove it into a wall. We fished it out for a few hours that night and then called it quits and said we'd drive in the morning. So the whole group got together at the bottom of the Tail of the Dragon, and these shitboxes drove by to go to the gift store, and we waited for Taylor Ray to lead us through the Dragon and all the back roads that he knew. We drove around all day with the whole group, sometimes alone, sometimes with a smaller group. Some guys went drifting around a certain section that they shut down. I didn't feel like it since there were so many roads to explore. I just wanted to drive. Some other guys like Jimmy Bruce and Ducky have a ton of drifting stuff that you guys can go watch, but I know that grip driving isn't that interesting, so I'll keep this pretty short. But damn, that was such a nice adventure. Spending all day here, spending, I don't know, 2 fuel tanks on back roads. Amazing. We ended up spending 2 nights at Fontana Village, and we were driving hours after hours. And after spending so much time and so many dinners and lunches with all these guys, man, it's so nice to make friends in a whole new community, all across the country, all across to Germany and Holland, people that I never thought I'd meet. Man, so much fun. This is a sunset drive we took to the foothills. Can't remember exactly the name, but there's a foothills parkway that you could see a massive overlook of. I believe that's Tennessee. Anyways, the next day we had a pretty quick drive. I think it was about 3 hours to Atlanta, where we'd be driving at Lanier Raceway. It's right across from Road Atlanta, and this supposedly was going to be a pretty big event. So after the first few laps of this track, I discovered how bad my front grip was when I was at full lock. And apparently that's because I don't have much camber in the front, so when I'm at full lock, my leading wheel that's supposed to have full grip is only like touching on the edge of the actual tire. But I did a few ride-alongs to get the feel of the track, and I lowered my tire pressures to get as much grip as I possibly could. And I took it pretty easy. On these entries, I was kind of slowly taking it, just clutch kicking it halfway through to start it, and then just sliding through the rest of the turns. And then, as you can see through here, I kind of struggled to flick the car back. This was also first time ever drifting a banked track, and really enjoyed it. I didn't realize that it was such a simple thing as you just need more speed and aim for the wall. It was definitely nice that Aaron made sure that every track we drove, we could hot lap it. We got in so many laps because of that. This is where I got a little more confidence in my entries. Obviously, we started on a bank, so it was still a little bit nervous. But coming around here, this is when I got a massive fuel cut. My fuel pump was just sucking air. I guess that is normal for these cars. When it hits about half tank, your fuel pump just can't reach it. Such a useless design. But anyways, I went to get some more fuel, and there was a competition that night. I decided to film most of it, so here you go. So the next day was another travel day. We were headed to Carolina Motorsports Park, which is 2 hours away from where I live, which was really nice for me to head home right afterwards. Unfortunately, I didn't film much of it, but damn, I drove all day. So yeah, this track is a very fast track. Grid Life holds their big event here every April, which I'm definitely going to go to next time. And here's some driving. Really hard for me to keep it at a high angle, as well as going about 65 through these turns, and really roasting through some tires. There's a back section that I did really well at the end of the day. Unfortunately, I don't have all the footage that came out of that. That was on my friend's 360 camera, and I still haven't gotten the footage back. But once I do, I'll definitely show it to you. This was the last day of Driftweek. I really enjoyed my time. Thank you so much to everyone that organized it. Thank you to Aaron for having me there as a beginner, and I'm definitely not going to be a beginner next time we go on Driftweek. So I'll finish this video out with extra footage that we had at Dominion and some more battles that we had at Lanier. Enjoy.
Used to be local, I'm taking it global. Sharp with the focus, she catching emotion. Treat that holistic, I give it a business. Fuck your opinion, just did a show, only spit raw material. I'm independent, trap in the building. Look what we built it feel like New Zealand, we taking it worldwide. Hold it down when you talk to me. Say it is what it's supposed to be. Say it loud, better mean it too, yeah. Talk that good when you talk to me. Say it nice and I give it to you. You know my word is bond, yeah. What we on now is wild shit trip. Life is lit, take a breath. Now it's wild. life is litty, the gift, chime in.